happy with that decision. Tom Kelly really commanding his team since John Kelly has gone. John Boulding has gone off.
Hi, Charlie and John. Sorry to interrupt. It's Nick. We lost visuals and sound for a couple of minutes there, so anyone picking this up now will have missed the last few minutes. But it's still 3-0 as it was when they left.
Still 3-0, and both teams seeing this game out. A couple of changes just to freshen it up, but it doesn't seem like anything miraculous is going to happen here. If you missed it on audio, it did end 0-0 between Brighton and Thunder. Great point for 3-0 for three-man Brighton. Poor dropped points for Thunder. And John, I also said for John to start thinking of his player of the match, and we'll receive his verdict in about a minute's time as Hodgson has it wide, and that'll be a goal kick for Thunder, for Leeds. So, John, man of the match or woman of the match, who's it going to be?
Well, I'm thinking because she broke the deadlock very early on and was able to add a second, I think I'd have to go with Rosie Hodgson, just because she was able to get the early goals that Aspire were looking for.
So Rosie Hodgson is John Dixon's player of the match. As final few seconds tick away.
Yeah, Leeds can always be a tough match if you're not able to get the first goal early on, but Aspire managed to do that. So
it's been, I'd say, a dominant first half and a mature second half performance from Aspire, as Hodgson and Williams playing it between the two of them, and about 45 seconds on the referee's watch. Yeah. Williams. Hodgson flicks it across. Sally McNeil at the back post. Couldn't quite divert it goalwards.
yeah, Leeds have stuck to their game plan today, but just not quite been able to get the ball moving around as they like to do.
Aspire have made it difficult, especially in that first half. Dan McClellan nicked the ball quite a few times on the right-hand side, so did Hodgson and Bates on the left, and that just broke up the play, and one of the goals actually came from that. And so, a difficult game for Leeds. Good performance from Aspire, and so, as the final, we're currently at 0 on the clock, so this will be the last play, you think, which will see Aspire be top of the league for the weekend. Aspire will sit at the top of the table for the next month. Still West Brom to play to see how big the gap behind them will be. But
yeah, can't wait to see that game. That will be really interesting to see what happens there.
There it is, half full time.
A very exciting game to watch, that one, Charlie.
Yeah, for sure. So that's on Court B if you want to watch West Brom, so the WFA TV YouTube channel for that. I'll just have a look now to see who we've got on Court A. I'll just pull up the fixtures. So we have, on Court A, we have Teesside versus Newcastle. That'll be a fascinating game as well. Teesside, Newcastle, very, very evenly matched teams. Not sure who you'll have on commentary for that, but I'm sure they'll be interesting. And then West Brom and Bournemouth, if you want to watch them. The WFA YouTube, if you want to watch Teesside Newcastle. Pro My Sport is the place to get that action. So
yeah, thanks for having me, Charlie.
That's all that's left to say. Thanks for joining me. Thank you all for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, John.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
everyone, and welcome back to the penultimate game of Court A in game week 3 of the PTC Therapeutics Premiership here at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. Scheduled to kick off for 3:30, but looking like we will be 15 minutes or so ahead of schedule. Teesside PFC take on Newcastle United PFC in what promises to be a really intriguing fixture. A mixed weekend for both teams, considering the high standards they have set across the first and second weekend of competition. Teesside got things underway yesterday morning with a 0-0 draw with, at the time, league leaders Northern Thunder. They followed that up with a close 1-0 loss to Aspire, and then a 2-1 loss to West Brom, playing the top 3 sides in consecutive games in one day. So the fact that they came away with that with a point and only conceding 3 goals overall probably in itself demonstrates the quality that the North East side have. Today, in their first game of the day, they were assured with a 3-0 win over West Bromwich Albion Throssels. Newcastle, again, another mixed weekend following an impressive game week 2. They got things underway with an unfortunate 2-1 loss against Northern Thunder. Very frustrating and strange game, certainly from the point of the commentary. Then they'll be extremely disappointed with how they performed against 3-player Sevenoaks. They lost that one 2-1, but no doubt they've had their talking to from coach Jamie Harrison last night and this morning, because they bounced back in emphatic fashion with a 4-0 win over Leeds Chariots earlier this morning. Albie Morris with 2 goals, Ollie Crawshaw and Ethan Fisher all on the score sheet. So a chance for both to cap off strange and relatively poor weekends by the high standards they've already set, but 3 points here will no doubt give them a lift as they head home up north. Joined on commentary, can't remember the last time we did commentary together, probably Belfast?
Could be Belfast, yeah.
Mr. Brian Dix, chair of the Wiltshire Football Association.
Good afternoon. How you doing, mate?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Good.
Fatigue is starting to kick in. Long day today. We've obviously got, typically this would be the last fixture of the Sunday, but due to scheduling and having to fit games in, we've got an additional game at 4:45. So I don't think I'm going to be getting home before Monday. The traffic's always a nightmare as you leave Nottingham, and certainly as we're coming off the back of Easter.
Yeah, there'll be a few cars around.
Who knows? But no, really excited for this one. Both coming off the back of impressive wins in their previous games. So would struggle to call it. Ones to watch. Ethan Fisher and Ollie Crawshaw have fantastic link-up play, or certainly did in that Leeds Chariots game.
Yeah.
Tyler Reeve, certainly a standout across game week 3 of the Premiership. I've been extremely impressed by Alistair Hay as well in the Teesside goal yesterday in their games against Thunder, Aspire and West Bromwich Albion. They would have their scorelines would have been far more significant had he not been superb in the Teesside goal. And final note is Sam Smith sits 1 goal away from 200 National League goals. You may have seen across the Wiltshire Football Association's social media that Marcus Harrison has just hit that accolade. So we may have 2 in the space of a day, which, considering only 4 players thus far have completed that feat in history, or certainly National League history in England, when it rains it pours apparently.
No, but it's just really good to see. I mean, I saw Marcus's face and I saw his dad when he realised he's got the 200th goal. You know, it's really pleasing. It just proves that with a little bit of hard work and dedication, you can get there.
Yes, absolutely. So, for his sake, probably not Teesside's. I hope that he manages that today.
Yeah. Well, I just watched Teesside play on the other court, and to be fair, they played some really, really good football. They really did, and it was.
They did against Throssels.
Against Throssels, yeah, they cancelled the threat of Throssels out, and it was really good to see. So yeah, so I was happy to comment on that one, and I'm sure we're going to get the same sort of consistency in this game because they seem to have the bit between the teeth.
Yeah, completely. So,
and you are right, Hagen Go. To be fair, it's like he does it effortlessly. He doesn't seem to.
It's just calm. It's just.
There's no fluster. There's nothing at all. He's just he's at peace with it all and just seems to glide around and get some part of the chair on the ball so it doesn't go in.
Yep, indeed. So our central referee, Jeff Lewis, with assistant referees of Pete Taylor and Robbie Byrne. So Ollie Crawshaw gets things underway, quickly intercepted by Mitchell Tinkler, and rolls all the way out of play for a Newcastle goal kick. To run through the team lineups very quickly. In goal for Teesside they have number 17 Alistair Hay. In front of him no doubt will be their captain Tyler Reeve, with alternate wingers no doubt will be switching and playing important roles in Dylan Pearson and Mitchell Tinkler. For Newcastle, this looks like the same side that started the 4-0 win against Leeds. They have Aaron Guthrie in goal, chasing an individual accolade of his own. He's on 47 National League goals currently. Would be an impressive feat if he manages a hat-trick in goal, but never say never, nothing's impossible. In front of him, Ethan Fisher, with that man in question, Sam Smith, chasing 200 National League goals, and the ever impressive Ollie Crawshaw, who has a fantastic control to guide it down the left-hand wing, flicks it back to Ethan Fisher on the edge, and Sam Smith very unselfishly passes back to Ethan Fisher as opposed to going goal for himself. Rotated spin kick fired into the back of Tyler Reeve's chair. Really intense and quick start to this penultimate game of the weekend. Obviously, may have noticed across Teesside's fixtures today, without Owen Swift, who's off on his holidays. So
Yes, off to a luxury cruise.
good for him.
Very nice.
So the single option on the bench is the Scotsman Kieran Burns, and for Newcastle United they have both Lee Armstrong and Albie Morris. A chance here for Mitch Tinkler. I think Aaron Guthrie slightly misjudged that situation and presented an opportunity to the Teesside number 10, but Ethan Fisher got across well to cover, and Aaron Guthrie also made amends for that earlier error. So Ethan Fisher fires it centrally down the pitch, a crucial tap off the back of Sam Smith's chair, put it into the path of Ollie Crawshaw. He puts a thumbs up as a sign of appreciation for that intent. Just a bit too much pace for Crawshaw to control. Thoughts on this weekend though, Brian?
It's been some really good football again. Some sides that have played running with 3 men. I mean, the shout goes out to Brighton, who played tremendously well with just 3 players.
Oh, Brighton and Seven Oaks playing with 3 players. Circumstances out of their control. Have both shown real character, resilience, and they deserve the points that they've received from this weekend. Seven Oaks obviously come away from 6 points from a possible 12. They was unfortunate in games against Villa Rockets and West Bromwich Albion today.
Totally
Brighton also had a number of tough fixtures, but come away with a fantastic point against Northern Thunder. 3-player Brighton, restricting Ed Common and co. needs an individual shout out, so full credit to Chris Hammonds, Nicky Baker, Parth Gakwad and James Mason. I'd like to name them all individually because they've all done themselves proud, and I hope they have a safe travel home down to the south coast.
I think their coach would have come off that pitch and just said, yes, that's it boys, absolutely fantastic.
got a lot of time for Brighton. Really nice club, really nice feel, and they've had extreme challenges, a number of players leaving and departing. Healthy contact there between Ethan Fish and Tyler Reeve. It was very central, both players hitting the front bumpers, but Jeff Lewis deems that to be an infringement on Tyler Reeve and Teesside, so a direct free kick will resume. Contact off the ball as Mitch Tinkler reverses into Sam Smith, allowed to continue by the referee.
Yeah, I think this weekend, more often than not, there's been a lot more contact off the ball, and the referees all seem to have it under control, and we all seem to be playing off the same hymn sheet. So it's nothing like it was before, where one referee would do something and the other referee wouldn't do the same thing. So I think continuity is actually being played by them.
No, I think as we talk about the quality of the play and players and coaches, credit has to be given to our match officials. The quality, obviously, we've had to travel over from Ireland this weekend. As you can see, Robbie Byrne, the right side official, has officiated many central games across the weekend. And it's great to see the development of officials.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, what Thetford would like to sort of bring out with all this sort of exchange system is we get an even playing field of what the referee standards are.
Completely, and probably in mine and no doubt your biased opinion, I see this as the leading league in Europe, if not the world.
By far.
So
it's
just as attractive prospect for referees to officiate here, because this will best serve their development as they look to gain and grow confidence to officiate at high levels, maybe even international or in kind of international club level in European competitions.
Yeah, I think they all understand that, and they all want to be on part of that. I know when the two lads were, we talked about it to them. You know, it was just they jumped at the chance to come over here and spend the whole weekend playing power chair, refereeing at power chair football, or assistant refereeing. No problem whatsoever. Just get me involved.
Dylan Pearson fires it towards the goal, blocked and cleared eventually by Ollie Crawshaw, restricted on advancing up the wing by Mitch Tinkler, but made the most intent to keep that ball in play. So Ethan Fisher will take Newcastle's kick in. Fires it down the line, met by Mitch Tinkler, ricochets between himself and Sam Smith.
Still quite difficult to recognise Sam in a black and white striped shirt as opposed to a Black Thunder shirt.
As a boyhood Newcastle fan,
I'm sure he loves it.
And he's a serious Newcastle United follower, follows them up and down the country. I'm sure he's beyond proud, him and his family, for him to put on that shirt and Alan Shearer's famous number 9. So no doubt if they can manage to work some opportunities in this game and him to score a goal, it will further enforce how proud.
Totally agree.
Ollie Crawshaw over to Sam Smith, an assured clearance by Tyler Reeve, but ricochets, rather unfortunately for Teesside, all the way back to Ollie Crawshaw. Smith. Sam Smith just delayed his connection with that ball, just rolling out of play, which Tinkler just dribbles it into the side of Sam Smith's chair. 8 minutes gone. Teesside 0, Newcastle United 0. Nothing to separate the sides, both in terms of performance and or scoreline. Aaron Guthrie advancing out of the box to restrict Tyler Reeve. I have to give credit to Tyler Reeve. He just seems to have grown levels upon levels in the last few weeks and years. And he's without question, he can be regarded as one of the top players in the Premiership division at the moment. He did his country proud, representing the England development squad at a home nation style event last weekend. And from what I'm hearing, probably the standout of the whole tournament. So,
yeah, I think that's a very, very valid point on all counts.
I know the commitment he has to this sport, as everyone does, but credit to Teesside to helping and aiding his development also.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I watched him against Christie in the last game, and you look at the size of the players and the strength of the players, and you'd be thinking it's advantage to one player, but to be fair, he turned that around most challenges. You know, he was so critical in the middle of the field. Players couldn't get past him. He's picking the ball off, playing them out. You know, his gameplay is just vastly improved, as you mentioned.
Mitch Tinkler trying to squeeze the ball between Aaron Guthrie and Ollie Crawshaw. It's good defensive work from the Newcastle United pair.
Trying to sneak the ball out as a quick flick or go for the corner,
Yeah,
I suppose.
no, Teesside have grown in confidence and grown into this game. Newcastle United yet to have any real clear-cut chances or test Alistair Hay in the Teesside goal. Similar to this is very similar to the Leeds Chariots game earlier, which Newcastle United were patient in the first half and came out all-out attack in the second.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're trying to do something similar here, just restrict Teesside from scoring. And
dangerous game to play, though, isn't it?
it certainly is. They're going to want the first goal nonetheless, and all the while that Teesside are attacking, there's a likelihood. Newcastle United kick in will be taken by Ethan Fisher. He has Ollie Crawshaw down this right-hand wing. Back to Ethan Fisher, lets it run across his chest. Superb pass over to Sam Smith. Couldn't quite get the power on the pass to guide it over to Crawshaw on this right-hand side. Contact as Ethan Fisher drives Tyler Reeve off the pitch, very much letting him know he's there and won't be bullied in this game.
Yeah, that was a hello, it's me challenge, I think.
8 minutes remaining. Teesside 0, Newcastle United 0.
Good ball across.
Fantastic shot. Ollie Crawshaw came from nowhere, from our angle. We almost couldn't see him behind Aaron Guthrie. And at the last minute, he drove to restrict that ball going between Aaron Guthrie and the left side post. But that just is a warning sign.
Yeah. We already mentioned earlier, especially about Mr. Pearson's thunder shot he has on him. You know, he doesn't seem to move very far away from the ball, but wow, does he hit the ball really hard.
Newcastle United with the ball.
Substitution for Newcastle.
Yeah, Lee Armstrong looking to be a bit more brave and dynamic. I think that's the option that Lee Armstrong gives you in goal. I wonder if they're going to try and incorporate him in their play. Tyler Reeve trying to guide it down to Dylan Pearson on the left-hand wing.
Yeah, you think so. With him coming into goal, he can come out and play an extra pivot role, which gives them more flexibility in what they do for their attacking.
Of course. Next up, on Court A at 4:45, or scheduled for 4:45, will likely kick off a bit earlier. Villa Rockets take on Leeds. Dylan Pearson got the contact, but not quite the accuracy to force an effort on goal. On Court B at the moment, reigning champions West Bromwich Albion taking on AFC Bournemouth Warriors. I think they're leading them by 4-0. That will be followed by Nottinghamshire PFC versus West Bromwich Albion Throstles. Fisher gets the fortunate deflection back to him. Sam Smith returns, and a ricochet off Tyler Reeves' chair calls Lee Armstrong into action for the first time this game. Mitch Tinkler just pressuring away and trying to force an opening. It's good play from Lee Armstrong to just try and relieve pressure on the Newcastle United defence and get them proactive in attacking phases of play. I'm sure you'll echo this, Brian, but I just want to take a quick moment to thank all of the streaming team upstairs.
Yes.
This would not be possible without Nick Woodward. I'm not sure if he's listening above me. Alex Dowden, we had volunteer Stuart Parfitt yesterday, and a lot goes on behind the scenes that you don't see. So a lot goes into being able to deliver this. Thank you also to all the voluntary commentators. We really get a lot out of seeing players having the confidence to come and commentate on games. No one provides a more accurate and telling description and commentary of games than that of players. As much as myself and you can sit here and talk about the games and tactics, no one understands it. Certainly we don't.
No.
Like players, obviously Barris is currently commentating on the West Bromwich Albion game, and there's nothing I love more than commentating with players. Really enjoyed commentating with James Mason earlier.
They give it a perspective that we can't understand.
Oh, completely.
You know, we think we can describe it, but when they want to do it themselves, it's just it's unbelievable.
Completely. But yes, thank you very much, especially to Nick Woodward and Alex Dowden upstairs.
We're always listening. Thank you.
I knew we could hear. Just on that, obviously we're trying to move on with technology as well. In the hall already, in pitch B, we have a camera situated high on the wall, in readiness for the next section where the one camera will be able to take the feed from the whole pitch.
Obviously we may have technical difficulties, we may have loss of vision, loss of audio, but we're in development still. We've got a fantastic partnership with Amazon Web Services, and we're still in the development phase ourselves, but we hope you really do get worth and value out of us streaming and commentating these games. Dylan Pearson not quite meeting the connection of that ball, unfortunately, but it's exciting times ahead. And we always welcome any other volunteers or people that want to contribute to this project. We always have our ears open for any sort of possibilities or suggestions. And as always, if anyone's interested in commentating, whether it's this weekend or follow-up weekends in the Premiership, Championship, Cup competitions, please make yourself known. Because we hope you get as much out of it as we do.
I can echo those responses straight away. We'd love to have you on board.
2 minutes remaining, still goalless in this tie between Teesside and Newcastle United. Crawshaw just lets that run. Slight signs of frustration shown by Ethan Fisher. No clear-cut chances really for either side.
No, apart from the one from Teesside, which had a brilliant save.
Of course, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Superb save. I'd love to watch that one back. As I said, from our angle, we couldn't even see Ollie.
No.
He was behind a wall of players, so I was almost assuming it would be a certain goal, but full credit to him. One of the brightest young talents this country has, and no doubt if he carries on his current trajectory, will be representing England at senior level one day. He was another member of the England development squad last weekend.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. It's lovely to be to see these players grow.
2-on-1 awarded in favour of Newcastle.
There's not been many of those in the first half.
Final minute. Can Newcastle work an opening and take the lead late on? Tinkler down to Pearson, intercepted and attempted clearance and pass by Crawshaw, restricted by Dylan Pearson. Crawshaw still just about leaves play. Ollie Crawshaw making the most intent to keep it in. Newcastle United ball as we approach the regulation 20 being up. And now we are into additional time. And you think that our referee and head of referees for the Wheelchair Football Association, Jeff Lewis, has accrued across this first half? Nothing, apparently. And blows the whistle for half-time. Teesside PFC 0, Newcastle United 0. Very, very closely matched. Teesside probably the better of the two teams. As you said, that chance saved on the line by Ollie Crawshaw. But overall, a great game either way. We will be back for the second half shortly. Thank you all that are tuning in. See you in a bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to this fixture between Teesside PFC and Newcastle United PFC, the penultimate game on Court A here in game week 3 of the PTC Therapeutics Premiership, currently at a deadlock 0-0, joined once again by my friend and colleague Brian Dix.
It was interesting to see at half-time that the Newcastle coach got the ball onto the pitch and run through a few drills with his players to remind them, I think, of what he would like to expect and see in the second half.
He does it regularly, and it's such a unique way of coaching players, and I really do like it. I remember once, I think it was the first week in a Premiership football, despite Newcastle United not playing the first fixture, he got them in here about 8:30 before anyone was here, set them all up in their positions, got in a chair himself to run through passages of play. Really unique, really refreshing to see, and we always welcome different varied coaching techniques and tactics, so
definitely
fair play to him.
I really do like him as a referee as well. I think when I see him referee, he is so fresh and he's so full of energy and encouragement to
Few
all
people
players.
understand the game as good as Jamie Harrison does, so
it is good to see.
but by their standards, as we discussed in the first half, probably a frustrating weekend for Newcastle United, having come off the back of a buoyant weekend too. As we spoke about, they struggled yesterday, lost to Thunder, lost to Sevenoaks, but came out all guns blazing today. An earlier 4-0 win against Leeds Chariots.
And they dominated.
Certainly the second half they did. The first half very closely matched. But Leeds Chariots just couldn't live with them in the second, so full credit to them for that one. Ethan Fisher and Ollie Crawshaw were superb. Albie Morris clinical in front of goal, so they'll be wanting more of the same here. Can they have a similar response in the second half against Teesside? We will soon see. Team lineups unchanged from that finished the second. In goal for Teesside, Alasdair Hay, Tyler Reeve just in front, Mitch Tinkler and Dylan Pearson on the wings. Lee Armstrong in goal for Newcastle, Ollie Crawshaw, Ethan Fisher and Sam Smith, their 3 attacking outfield players. Mitch Tinkler does well to just try and force his way round. Two on one awarded in favour of Teesside. Ethan Fisher driving into the box, nothing Lee Armstrong could do. 3 minutes into this second half, fantastic opportunity for Teesside to take the lead. Mitch Tinkler positioned between the chairs of Lee Armstrong and Ollie Crawshaw on the Newcastle United goal line. Dylan Pearson to Tyler Reeves' left, as just drives into the back of his chair, couldn't quite get the great driven shot across the face of goal, intercepted by Mitch Tinkler off of Sam Smith. He's going to continue the attacking pressure.
I think this is what Lee Armstrong gives you as well in goal. Because he's an outfield player normally, he's got all the skill sets to challenge for the ball off the attacking players.
Tinkler back to Tyler Reeve, who tries to return the favour and pass, just gets locked up by the Newcastle United defenders. Tinkler to take. Back to Tyler Reeve. Down to Tinkler. Just took a nick off the side of Ollie Crawshaw's chair. Tinkler to Reeve, couldn't quite get the angle on his attempt, goes straight out for a Newcastle United goal kick. Fisher straight down and intercepted by Tyler Reeve. Well blocked by Tyler Reeve. Ethan Fisher. Sam Smith comes over to take. Can they break the deadlock? Fisher fires it. He tricked me there. Looked like he was going for Ollie Caushall, but flicked the ball all the way round to an attempt at goal, forcing Alistair Hay into a save. And a follow-up shot from Ollie Caushall, also saved. So Newcastle looking to assert some attacking dominance. 5.5 minutes into this second half. Dylan Pearson definitely got called and drawn into action there. Rightful 2-on-1 awarded against Teesside. I'm not sure if you heard earlier, Brian, I was talking to, I think it was James Mason, about how close it is at the top. Obviously Northern Thunder have had a challenging weekend. Yeah. Don't think they only beat Newcastle United, but in if I can find my sheet of paper, in the 2 Premiership weekends in June, separated by 2 weeks, Thunder play West Brom play Aspire, Thunder play Aspire, Aspire play West Brom, and West Brom play Thunder.
Wow. So
the whole title race could be dictated by them 2 weekends.
Wow.
Back-to-back weekends, West Brom and Aspire, 4th of June and 18th of June. Just for context, obviously our game week 1 was initially postponed because of the sad passing of Her Majesty the Queen. So we've had to shift and rearrange the schedule. So there's 2 weekends of Premiership action in June.
Yep.
Mitch Tinkler
just getting in the way there again, wasn't he?
Fires the ball with the front of his bumper wide of the left-hand post. Smith over to Crawshaw, back to Smith, uses the pivot of Ethan Fisher in the centre, cleared by Mitch Tinkler. It's a great effort there as Sam Smith let it run across the face of his chair, fired into the side of Alistair Hayes' chair, but not before the referee awarded a 2-on-1 against them.
Oh, read by Fisher there.
Yeah,
saw the line of the ball from the off. Knew where it was going.
Once again, 2-on-1 awarded against Newcastle United. Smith down the right hand wing, met by Tyler Reeve.
Newcastle definitely more attacking in the second half.
They are, but nothing to really separate them.
No.
Nothing. I would struggle to call it. It needs that real moment of magic, this tie. But for all those watching, the team of the weekend poll will be made live at the conclusion of our final game of the day. So please keep an eye out on social media and vote on your team of the weekend. 4 players, 2 substitutes, and the coach you believe to be the top performer performer across game week 3 of the PTC Therapeutics Premiership. Lee Armstrong called into action. Newcastle United outnumber the Teesside defence, but little they could do to prevent that going out of play. 10 minutes remaining, Teesside 0, Newcastle United 0. Ethan Fisher to take the kick in. Sam Smith at the back post. He opts to go to Ollie Crawshaw as his nearest option. Comes straight off the chair of Tyler Reeve. This time to be taken by Ollie Crawshaw. Mitch Tinkler into the back wheel, well controlled by Tyler Reeve. Ethan Fisher intercepts, just weaves around the left and the right of Mitch Tinkler. Just guides that out of play with no touch off the Newcastle chair, so Newcastle come away with the kick in. Off the front of Albie Morris's chair. Lee Armstrong going to try and dribble it out into the vicinity of Sam Smith. Good exchange passes between Armstrong and Smith. Eventually goes over to Ethan Fisher on the right, but Tyler Reeve reverses. Clever utilisation of the back of his chair to guide it out of play and fragment that Newcastle United attack. Smith over to Lee Armstrong, who attempts an effort at goal, but once again Tyler Reeve uses the back of his chair to usher it out of play, taken quickly by Ethan Fisher, blocked on the line by Tyler Reeve. Now Sam Smith trying to get the pick off back to Lee Armstrong. Dylan Pearson has to vacate the space to allow Tyler Reeve to operate. Mitch Tinkler now with Ollie Crawshaw, going to get the ball trapped between them. Still in play. Great battle between these two.
It is good to see. Determination on their faces.
The ball hasn't gone out. The full ball has to leave the play, and it's been very close to contact there. Advantage initially allowed by Jeff Lewis, but the foul in the end from Ollie Crawshaw.
He just rolled over the ball and commit going forward, so he caught the chair in his follow through.
So it's Sam Smith coming off, substitute for Newcastle United, and the man that scored 2 goals earlier today against Leeds Chariots, Albie Morris, will be looking to add to his tally to help his team secure 3 points. Just the 5 metres measured out by Jeff Lewis. I think his stride maybe a bit over 5 metres. He has to limit his steps. Yeah, 3.5 steps does it. But Tyler Reeve to take this direct free kick. Just ricochets off the back of Mitch Tinkler's chair, and Crawshaw and Armstrong driving into one another to restrict that going over the line. So, corner kick will be taken by Tyler Reeve. Mitch Tinkler on the edge. Second ball on the pitch. Our official going to quickly remove that. As Newcastle United drive from deep in their defensive half to Teesside's. The final 5 minutes of this game. Teesside 0, Newcastle United 0.
Second half seems to have gone past in a flash.
It really has. Very closely matched. Nothing separating them.
No.
I don't think either of them would be overly disappointed with a point. Neither of them have really put their stamp on this game to merit or deserve the 3 points thus far. Dylan Pearson just tries to flick it back to Tyler Reeve. Intercepted by Lee Armstrong as Ollie Crawshaw high up the court on the right hand side. Taken quickly. Lee Armstrong did drive out to try and restrict that. Did leave a space in behind, but no one there to be the recipient of that Teesside pass. Goes straight out of play for a Newcastle United kick in. Controlled well by Ethan Fisher, who just adjusts his chair accordingly to face towards the Teesside goal.
Again, just a little contact.
Yeah, the ball did go over the line,
Yeah.
but not before a free kick was awarded for Teesside. Remaining.
I think it would probably be a little bit disappointing in some ways for one of these teams to win.
I think both would have wanted to come into this fixture and take away 3 points.
Yeah.
Great attempt there from Ollie Crawshaw, but his proximity to Ethan Fisher was too close, so 2-on-1 was awarded. This is what you get sometimes when teams are so similarly matched.
Yeah.
They just cancel out each other. Attack cancels out defence. Defence cancels out attack.
Stop while Mr. Pearson puts his son's foot back strap on.
Crawshaw fires an effort towards goal, Albie Morris, but cleared by Alistair Hay. Been fairly untested in this game in general. It's close contact there.
It was close contact.
Final minute of this game.
Still nothing to choose between the two teams.
Nothing. And as a result, I don't think any one player has really shone.
No, I think there's been battles all over the pitches, but no one's won or lost them, to be fair. It's been really sort of great play for both teams just to cancel each other out.
No doubt the man to our left, Kieran Burns, will be frustrated. He hasn't been able to get on in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when it is so close, the coaches don't really want to make a change just in case it unbalances what's gone on so far.
Late chance there as Ollie Crawshaw attempts an effort at goal, and Tyler Reeve has to guide it out of play. It's going to be a Newcastle United corner kick. We've had the regulation 20, so now into additional time. Probably the last passage of play of the game. Ethan Fisher's going to take, fires it into the box, into the side of Tyler Reeve's chair. Ollie Crawshaw trying to figure a way round the Teesside defence. He's going to want to just manage the game now, drive it into the right hand corner, and that will be that. Jeff Lewis blows the whistle for full time. Teesside PFC 0, Newcastle United 0. But yeah, a very closely fought game. Nothing to separate the sides in terms of performance and scoreline, so both will have a share of the points. Next up, scheduled for 4:45, but more likely will be around past. We have Villa Rockets against Leeds Chariots. And on Court B, streamed across the Wheelchair Football Association's YouTube, Nottinghamshire play West Bromwich Albion Throttles. Thank you, Brian.
My pleasure.
Thank
you
you
again.
All tuning in. Join us shortly for the final games of Game Week 3.
Welcome to Court A, the last game of the PTC Therapeutics Premiership of the weekend 3. There's a game just about to kick off on Court B as well. West Brom Throssels versus Nottinghamshire. So we've got Villa Rockets versus Leeds here. Both teams looking for a win just to kind of nudge them out of their group, heading towards, by group being, there's a selection of teams who are fourth downwards. Sevenoaks were clear of them all earlier, but Sevenoaks have, with only 3 players in the team, have kind of dropped a touch. So you've got Sevenoaks on 22, Newcastle on 20, Throssels 19, Villa Rockets on 19, and Teesside on 17. So this is a chance for Villa Rockets to move up to 5th and be challenging Sevenoaks. So big game for both. Leeds on 12 points it will take towards Teesside, but still keep Leeds in 9th. So teams playing towards us in blue. Leeds, Britain in goal, Rigby in the middle, Mitchelson on the left, on our left, and Taylor on our right. And playing away from the camera, Villa Rockets in their claret and brew kit. Ali at the back in goal, Kay, Mudir and Rice. Both teams with subs. I think I can see Humphreys and Copeland for Leeds, and Patel and Ball for Villa Rockets. So Villa Rockets played 13, scored 12. So goal a game. Leeds played 13, scored 18. So on the face of it, you might expect Leeds with the chance of scoring more, but Villa Rockets have only got 6 against, so really tight defence. In fact, the second best, the equal defence with Northern Thunder. And Leeds letting in 22, so I think it's going to be really tight. Quite sure if this is the 5th game for these teams, so it's been a long weekend. I think Villa Rockets might have been first up on Saturday morning. Yeah, 9:15 Villa were up and away on Saturday morning, so they've done that all weekend. And yeah, this is 9:15, 11:45, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is their 5th game. And likewise Leeds. .30, and this is also their 5th game, so both teams had long weekends. Chance just to eke a little more out. So biggest benefit of a win here goes to Villa Rockets. Would move them to 5th actually, so level with Sevenoaks, so 7th to 5th, clear of Newcastle and West Bromwich Albion Throssels. So 5 minutes in, probably pretty even possessionally and territorially. No one's had a serious threat of goal yet. No big rivalries emerging in midfield yet. Shot by Rigby. Just a touch from Taylor there. Could have caught Ali out, but he had it covered. Rigby and Medea. Medea first season in the Premiership, settling into that central role. Catch of the season there. So kick in, no substitution. He's subbing, Villa Rockets. So Ali's going to come out of goal. That may not mean it's a sub coming on. Yeah, Ali's out of goal. Medea is in goal as a designated goalie, but the Seals still got Ali, Medea, Kay and Rice on the pitch for Villa. Rigby for Leeds with a kick in, trying to beat the wall, doesn't get through. Corner to Leeds, having been deflected off the Villa wall. So the 12 goals, it looks like the top scorer's Ball, 3 of the 12. Next Ali and Kay with 2 apiece. That doesn't add up to 12, so clearly some goals not recorded, unless there's some own goals or penalties that were. So only 7 out of the 12 scored counted for. Deer and Britain. Britain trying to peel it off the bumper, probably get it back to Mitchelson, I would have thought. Kay's got it. Kay can turn away now. Kay and Rice on Rigby. Can they do anything? It's got to go to Kay, who should shoot. Didn't quite get the angle he wanted. I think Rigby had it covered. Just ball came a bit back, a bit too deep for Kay. So Britain in goal for Leeds. Britain to Mitchelson down the wing. Mitchelson tries to take it on the reverse past Ali. Got it covered. Ali to Kay. Kay to trying to get past to Ali. Now to Rice. Rice off Rigby's bumper. So kick in. Very fast setup Villa. I think I've seen them score a few times from kick-ins. Just ball gets set and they take it very quickly. Rice with a shot at goal. Rigby got it well covered. Rigby driving the ball out, goes past Rice. Kay now intercepts. Kay, lovely ball to Ali. Ali knocks it to Rice, who goes for the far post, but nothing doing there. Britain has it easily covered. Mitchelson with a very firm ball across the park, just misses Rigby. Mitchelson again picks it up to Rigby, back to Mitchelson. I think he continuously, not unreasonably, looking for Taylor. He's just got a bit of space the other side of Medea, the Villa goalie. Rigby and Ali in the middle of the park, fighting over the ball. if you watched the previous match, it was 0-0. Teesside Newcastle. Got a relatively low-scoring team here with a fantastic defence versus a relatively low-scoring team. So can't necessarily expect a hatful of goals. And at the moment they're neutralising each other. Most of the play in the middle, away from the goals, outside the goal mouth. No particular opportunities created. Kay there hits it out, and it's a Leeds kick in. So Mitchelson for Leeds. Mitchelson, guess he's looking for the gap. Unlikely to find that between Ali and Madeir. He's got the ball further up, bit of a better angle. Again, off Ali. Do anything different with it? Out again. So Leeds with a little bit of possessional territory. Can they create an opportunity from it? Mitchelson. Again, Ali and Madeir have that well covered. Now Madeir has a chance to take the ball away. Rigby, I think it's the central block. Madeir wants to get past him and then release the ball to Rice. So if he can do that, there's a break. Now Rigby and Madeir moving, you'd have thought Britain would block that off. Rigby's picked it up, he's taking the ball away now, trying to get past Kay. Kick into Leeds. Britain, out to Taylor. Rigby picks it up, looking for Taylor, but intercepted by Ali. Slight risk now for, right, can Rice do something against Britain, who was out of position, but ball's run past. 0-0, Villa Rockets versus Leeds. Last game of the weekend on court day. 5th game for both teams. Both been here pretty well from start Saturday morning to finish. 5 games each. And Rigby. Oh, I think Rice must have lost their bearings there. Ball gone out for a kick in to Leeds. Oops, sorry, lost the ball there. Tracking the wrong player. So ball now with Rigby. Sorry, Britain and Ali. Taking the ball across the middle. It's not clear what the teams are going to have to do to create some opportunities here. It's just the ball's getting bogged down in the middle. Ball out off Rigby again. So kick in. Kay with a kick. Kay deflected. Refs brought it back. Assume it's a 2 and 1. No, I think he's given it for contact against Ali. So Britain with the ball. Britain, Rigby. Deer on the ball. Oh, just goes past Rigby. Is this the chance? No, had to get to Rice pretty well immediately. Rigby's now got it covered again. Just 2.5 minutes left, 0-0. Two teams neutralising each other more or less completely. No, very little goalmouth action. No particular opportunities created. No real shots on goal. So going to have to find a way to free the ball up and create some dig some opportunities out of some space if they can create it. At the moment the ball's not moving quick enough for either team to generate those chances. So coming on for Leeds, Copeland and Humphreys, and Mitchelson and Taylor have gone off. So kick in. Kay on the left will take the kick in. Finds a gap. Oh, Rice not quite with the finish. Round the goal. So kick in, goal kick to Leeds. Humphreys and Kay facing off, ball gets locked up again in the middle. Kay, ball's gone out. Ooh, it didn't go out, clearly the ref didn't, linesman didn't call it, but it was very close. Rigby and Kay lock it up. Comes off Rigby. Chance for Ali, can he get it away? No. Rigby and Ali lock it up. Breaks away towards Humphreys. 2-on-1, that must have been Rigby and Humphreys. So chance for a set piece for Villa, what can they do? Game clock's up, so it's times with the ref. Indirect. Boomer from Kay to Rice. Ooh, doesn't quite get it. Ref looks at his watch. There we have it. Half time, 0-0. Fairly uneventful. Both teams are going to have to find something different if they're going to change the result. And 3 points for Villa would see them into 5th on the same number of points as 7x. So big 3 points for them in play. Welcome back, Court A. I think, what's the 100th game of the... I've done my sums right, the 100th game of the Championship so far. Or this is the 99th, and the Throssell's Nottinghamshire game on the other court is the 100th, but we're close to that. The 0-0 at half-time. Leeds with Britton, Rigby, Copeland and Humphreys on the pitch. Subs of Taylor and Mitchelson. And Villa, Madeir, Ali, Kay and Rice on the pitch. Subs of Ball and Patel. Great hit by Copeland. Oh, Humphreys didn't quite make contact. So it's a kick into Villa into their own half. I thought my sums were wrong. It's the 79th and 80th game of the Premiership. So last half of the weekend, Villa Rockets versus Leeds Chariots, 80th game of the season. Just over halfway now. Teams play 22 games a season. This will be the 14th game for Villa Rockets and Leeds. Villa Rockets currently 7th with a chance to go to 5th, but only separated on goal difference. Leeds 9th. This a win here, keep them in 9th, but get them closer to within a game of Teesside, where they would have a game in hand. And it's looking like the top 3 in the Premiership have just eased away. Like I said, it's only halfway through, so much football to be played, but Aspire, West Brom and Thunder are now Thunder in 3rd at 8 points clear of Sevenoaks, so three game cushion. So it looks like the battle is to avoid relegation and see who can finish 4th, which Sevenoaks were looking strong after yesterday, and then the weakened squad, a couple of losses earlier today, means they're now catchable within a game by Sevenoaks, Newcastle, Throssell's or Rockets. And as we speak, I think Throssell's are... that Throssell's 1 or 2? 1-1. Oh, so 1-1 against Nottinghamshire. So Nottinghamshire coming back. Nottinghamshire just, I think, slowly beginning to wind it up. They had a really tough season and starting to pull out some goals and results. So the first half here, it was kind of, the ball got locked up in the middle of the park, no opportunities created particularly, just at the dying embers there was a chance from a set piece for Rice for Villa. No goal threat posed yet by Leeds. Goal wise, Leeds just over a goal a game, Villa just under a goal a game. So neither team are prolific scorers, but Villa have an outstanding defence. They're the second best defence alongside, equal with Thunder in the league. Only Aspire are better. And I think I overheard that Aspire hadn't conceded at all this weekend. Aspire currently top of the league by 3 points ahead of West Brom. West Brom with a significantly better goal difference. courtesy of a huge win against Bournemouth at the 3:30 kickoff. So it looks like the season's going to be, unless Aspire can rack up some big wins, looks like the title will be decided on points. No goal difference separating them seems unlikely. But here we are, so Villa battling to win points and get to 5th. Leeds looking to move away, well away from the relegation area, get themselves in the hunt for 4th, 5th grouping. Currently 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, probably all within a shout of 4th or 5th. Can pull their results off. But like I said, this is game 14 for these two teams out of 22, so 8 games left, 4 apiece, I would have thought, each weekend to come. And I can't remember, I think the weekends are the 9th, the 2nd, the 3rd and 4th of June, and then I think the 17th and 18th. So the next football will be the Cup quarter-finals and semis, all played on one day at Lee Westwood Sports Centre. I think we're hoping we can put together a streaming team for that weekend. Hopefully we'll be able to bring all the games live, and hopefully we'll have some of the best players in the country able to provide their views on commentary as well. And that's the 2 weekends away from now, so we're Saturday, so it'll be the 15th, it'll be the 29th of April. So 9:30 to 4:30, I think there's a game every hour slot roughly, or hour 15 slot. So 4 quarterfinals and 2 semis to decide who faces off at St George's Park in the Disability Cup final, or the WFA Cup final on Disability Cup Day. Ref not having to do much work here. Taylor the ref. A break 3 by Leeds. Oh dear. Humphreys locking the ball up. Humphreys peels away to let Rigby engage with Medea. Medea, rapidly maturing player, only just into the championship. Settled very well into the Rockets squad. Not seen him myself before the Premiership, but I understand spent a number of years playing it in the regional leagues before moving up to the Premiership with Villa Rockets. Would have been the West Midlands League. So we're halfway through the second half, still 0-0. Draw adds some value to Villa Rockets. Take Villa Rockets from 19 on to 20, so they go above Throssell's, depending on the result for Throssell's game as it happens now. But they've got a much worse goal difference than Newcastle, so they won't go past Newcastle with a draw. said that, it's currently a draw, Throssels versus Nottinghamshire, so that would take them onto the same, and they have a 1 goal better difference than Rocket, so it wouldn't change the table at all. So as things stand, with 10 minutes left to play on both pitches, the table won't move. So I think the best we've seen is a couple of breakout passing moves from Leeds, but without a finish on the end. Britain on the ball for Leeds. Kick out to Rigby. Ali intercepts. Two of them lock it up. So I think it's gone 2-1 to Throssels. 2-1 to Throssels on the other pitch. So if that stays the way it is, Throssels beating Nottinghamshire, a win would move Villa Rockets to 6th, above Newcastle, but not above Throssels, and equal with Sevenoaks on points, but below them on goal difference. So Villa are the team with a stake in this game, a significant stake. Leeds need a win to move further clear of Brighton. We're at the top of the relegation battle. Neither team quite managing to put together a set of passes or moves that will free up the strike on goal. Rigby and Ali lock it up. Stays in. Rigby's going to get into. Ooh, Britain took a bit of a risk there. Ali, skillful dribbler, quite capable of catching you out and taking the ball over the line. Taking the ball off you. Britain took a slight risk there with Ali bearing down on him, but no, I think it's not getting past Rigby, and Britain slopped up in there. Now, as long as the ball keeps moving, the ref has to let play continue. If it does stop, then the ref can call a set ball. Ali's tweaking it away. They're both it's just stuck between them, or not stuck, but being played between them. Rigby now trying to break away. Ali had to peel off because Kay's in. Kay and Ali trying to get out of each other's way to avoid a 2-on-1, and we're back where we were previously on the right wing, Leeds right wing. Kay to Ali, 2-on-1, yeah. Kay stripped it away from Rigby's bumper, but Ali was too close. I think Ali was just tempted in by the chance to shoot if the ball came free, but got too close. So Britain looks for Mitchelson, finds him. Mitchelson back to Rigby. Rigby trying to find Taylor, but Kay's read it and cut it off. Looks like the ball's going. Oh, well saved by Ball. Right, ball's on for Rice. Ball for Villa, number 17. Leeds now with Britain, Rigby, Taylor and Mitchelson. Copeland and Humphreys back on the bench. Goal kick. Britain. Taylor intercepts. Ball trying to pick up the interception, but it's gone out. Rigby with the kick in. Into the last 5 minutes. Still 0-0. Rigby, Taylor, Rigby. Off Kay's bumper. It's gone out for a kick. Goal kick. And substitution again. Rice on. Ball off. Rigby takes it past Ali, but Ali's got back to him, ball locked up between them. Ball's running free, neither of them prepared to commit to it. Now Rigby's in a touch of trouble. Rice with a shot as it freed off Rigby's bumper. Breathes a sigh of relief there. So goal kick to Leeds. I mean, they got their players high, Mitchelson and Taylor, so if they can break past Kay and Ali, no, Kay steps in. Sorry, Ali stepped in there, covered it. Rigby on the ball. Mitchelson trying to touch it to Taylor, doesn't get it. Rigby again looking for Taylor. Ali for Villa. 2-on-1. Kay and Ali playing too close together. Bit of a pattern of that play. You have to be a bit careful, otherwise they're going to disrupt their own attacks. Advantage now with Leeds. Rigby easily read, cut out by Ali. Rice puts it to Rigby. Rigby looks for Taylor. This has got to go to Mitchelson. No, he's taken the pace off the ball. Medea's got it, picked it up, taking it away, runs into Rigby. Two of them lock it up. Medea and Rigby. Sure, not consciously, but the clock's running down between them now. Medea looking to create something off Britton's bumper. Britton, the goalie, being careful to stay within his own box, not create a 2-on-1. Kay with a touch to Medea. While Medea's playing high, Ali's dropped into goal. The ball's gone out. It's a kick into Leeds. Rigby to Britton. Britton. Ali picked it up but then dropped away to let Rice come in. Rice didn't get the contact needed she wanted for the hit. Ali and Britton lock it up. Can Ali just take it round? Rigby's got the post covered. Corner. Go into the last minute. 0-0 Villa Rockets versus Leeds. A draw keeps them both in the same position as the table, 7th and 9th. Touch from the corner off Ali. It's gone out for a Leeds kick. Rigby pushes it in. It has to get touched by Rice before he can re-engage, which she did, and now it's locked up between Britton, Rice and Rigby. Trying to free the ball off Rigby's bumper. I think he's given that for force on Rigby. Rigby's going to, no, Britton's going to take it. Britton for Leeds to Rigby. Rigby's now got to try and get it past Ali. Two of them locked up in the middle. Clock's at 0. games at 0-0. What's the ref going to add? That's full time, 0-0. So I think with the result on the other pitch looking like it's going Throssell's way, that leaves Villa Rockets in 7th and Leeds on 9th. So that's the last game today on Court A. If we can, the next footage will be from Lee Westwood for the quarter-finals and the semis of the Cup. And we should congratulate Aspire, leaving weekend 3 at the top of the table on 36 points, with West Brom on 2nd on 33, and Thunder just drifted away off the top spot. They're now 3rd on 30. So thank you for watching throughout the weekend. Hope the coverage got what it needed. As ever, got people volunteering for commentary. Please find us at Lee Westwood, and we shall leave you there.